So hi, I'm Steve Koplowitz, and where do I come from? Well, I live in New York City right now. I'm an artist that works in different fields, but I have done choreography, theater. I'm interested in media and film, photography. So I sort of call myself now an art maker rather than something else, but I'm mainly a director and a choreographer. Well, honestly, I don't know if I've been here long enough or worked here long enough to answer that question. I'm introducing a way of working. I'm introducing an art form, in a sense, or a way of making art. You know, we're dealing with a culture here that is contemporary in every sense of the word. Obviously has different influences, let's say, than American culture, but still there is somewhat of a shared contemporary sensibility, I think, especially here at Seoul Arts, which is a very international art-making institution. So, ideas of abstraction and realism and abstraction are not foreign terms when I use them with the students. Honestly, I decided that I would simply, and I work a lot this way, but usually I have a little more time to conceive of metaphoric, let's say, narrative. If I'm working if I'm working with a space that is purely very visual and not historical, which is in a sense what's going on here, because the building has a history, but it's not a history that goes back very far, and it's not a history that informs the site the way, let's say, when I worked in a natural history museum in London, or in other sites. And then I found it very compelling when I went to the Madong building and saw how that space was activated by these windows and what I call frames in many of and so that inspired me to want to work there and I saw this sort of unique access of north, south, east, and west, and so I just decided, okay, we'll work with this frame. And then I started to work with the students and just started to come up with images, placing the bodies in space. And once I started doing that, then I started to get images about what the work was about, as opposed to me having an idea, I'm going to have this, the space inspires this story idea or this narrative. I sort of have discovered it through working with the students. And one of them is, in a sense, the fact that this building is a building that houses their studios, their classes, and they're all students. And in a way, so far each section has something to do with them discovering things and their desire and thirst for things, for knowledge. In a very abstract way, and this is what I'm sort of imparting to the piece. Other people who see it may not see that; they just may see a formal use of space and bodies in a sculptural, visual way. But I'm seeing sort of these mini dramas inside each section. So each one is very different, obviously, because each site is different. It's 4 different sites within one. Well, I said a few things last night in my lecture. I sort of wanted to say that it's fine to say I'm this artist. I'm a theater director, or I'm a choreographer, or I'm a sound designer. But it's important to know and embrace and be aware of other art forms and other ways of working, to be open to all those things, and because they can always inform what you do, and it also can lead you to things with your own art that you never expected. Making one work of art not in the field that I was thinking that I was going to work in, led me to an entirely new world. And so there's something about the interconnectedness of just the creative process that can be powerful. And I guess the other thing is, I said this last night, this is a cliche, but you can't be an artist if you're not patient, and if you don't realize that it takes time to become an artist. There's this notion that it takes 10 years of practice and working to be an artist, and I actually believe that very much. That and that's the thing too. The thing that I really love about being an artist is that you're always a student. I've been doing what I've been doing for a long time, long enough that I felt confident enough to write a book about it. But at the same time, I'm still learning about the things I wrote about in the book, and I'm still discovering new things. And it's also another reason why I like doing site-specific work, because it forces me to go to places and learn about new places, or learn about places in the world, whether they be in my neighborhood or whether they be in Korea. And being here I've learned. This is my fourth time visiting or being in Korea, but it's the first time that I'm actually making something, let's say here, or teaching over more than one day. And I've already learned so much about this country that I had visited, and so I feel very grateful and fortunate to have that experience.